everyone, it's Jess Larsen here. Today we're going to be making this Father's Day card from start to finish, and this card features the new All Seasons tree die. This was part of the summer 2013 release from Simon Says Stamp. We're going to start off just by die cutting it twice from some Neenah's Solar White cardstock. I use the Sizzix Big Shot, so you need all of the tabs down, one clear plate, your cardstock, then the die, then your other clear plate, and then I need to add a couple of pieces of pattern paper to act as a shim just to get a clean cut every time. You can see how adorable this little tree is, and that's not even with all the pieces cut out. You'll see later it's even more intricate and it's really awesome. So we'll go ahead and die cut that one more time just out of the same piece of cardstock there. And then I'm also going to die cut it just once using this Eclipse masking paper. And this is some low tack paper that you can use as a mask for inking. It works really great. I often use a Post-it, but that works a bit better. And you can see the shading there that we're creating behind that tree. And I'll show you how we do that right now. I'm just peeling the backer paper off of that Eclipse masking paper. Because this die is so intricate, you have to be careful so you don't rip off any leaves. And then just placing that down on a piece of Neenah Desert Storm environmental cardstock. So once I have all of my little leaves placed down there and just sort of push everything into place, I don't want anything to be coming up on me, I'm going to take some of that unicorn white ink. That's from Hero Arts, and it's a really nice opaque white. And I'm just using an ink blending tool and going all around it. I'm working from the center of the tree going out just because then my mask stays down a little bit better. And no rhyme or reason around the edges because we're going to be trimming it out. But you can see what an awesome little shadowed effect that gives the tree. And you'll see how that comes into play here in a little bit. So now we're back to our other little trees. These are the ones out of cardstock. And I just wanted to show you there how I punch out the little leaf openings using my craft pick from Tim Holtz. It really is quick and easy just to kind of get in there. If you had, maybe a needle would work too. Just something sharp and pointy, maybe even a pencil. Now I am taking my brown Copic here and coloring the tree. I'm not doing any kind of shading on the tree, just some quick coloring. And I am doing two different greens for the leaves, just doing some random coloring on the leaves, nothing too complicated. So now we're going to go back to the pieces that we shaded earlier with the white ink. And I'm going to trim them out. I sort of wanted these to look like little paintings or maybe photographs even of a tree. And I have no particular size that I cut them down to. Just whatever I thought, looked good. One of them is a bit bigger than the other, and you'll see that in the final picture as well. And then to adhere that on to those little pieces of craft paper, I found that the Zig glue pen works pretty well. It has a nice ballpoint tip, so I'm able to have a really fine tip to get that onto those little intricate pieces. If you had a Xyron that was big enough to run it through there, that would also work pretty good to put some adhesive on the back. So I'm just offsetting it a little bit, and this picture really shows that I just placed it down just a hair from the actual shadow. So it sort of looks like maybe it is a shadow on the outside. It gives it so much dimension. I don't think it really comes across on the video as cool as it is in real life. So I definitely want you guys to try this out. I think it looks really cool. So now for these, I'm going to mat them onto some black cardstock. This is also from Hero Arts. It's their Midnight cardstock, or layering papers, I guess. And I do the cheater way to mat things. I don't measure them out because I didn't measure them when I cut them out right away. So I eyeball it. I lay it onto a corner that has two straight sides, which is already done two of the sides for me, and then I just eyeball the other two, to be 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, whatever I think it looks good, and I never can tell the difference. So as long as I can't tell, I'm okay with it. Now I am taking this little picture hanger. It's like a little nail and string, and that is from the Fanciful Frames from Lawn Fawn. And just to add the effect that these are actually hanging up maybe on a wall. And so I just put that one down with some adhesive right onto the card, and then this one I think I'm going to pop up with some foam dimensionals just to add a little bit of dimension and layering interest to the card. And again, I didn't do any size-wise on these. I've actually made two of them because I have a father-in-law and my dad, so they both look a little bit different, but that's okay. Now I'm using this Happy Dad's Day sentiment from the Lawn Fawn set Happy Dad's Day. Really cute Father's Day set. There's a little tie and a mustache and a chair in there. It's a pretty good set. I think it's about $8. So I'm just stamping that onto a little scrap of Nina Solar White, and then I'm adding, again, bringing in that midnight layering paper, layering that on the bottom, and then I'll trim that down a little bit too, just to bring the black to the bottom of the card. And then I've been into sort of cutting these little sentiment strips at an angle. I think it's a really nice way to finish it off. And it's a little bit, of a change from the banner look that I like as well. So just putting that right on there, not popping that up at all, and then trimming off the edge. And that finishes off the card. And I wanted to show you up a little bit closer the shadowing effect that that white ink does. I think it's a really neat effect, and I'm really excited to try this with other dies. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.